Let's see. So he's been catching hella flack for this video. This is 9.6 million views, or at least this post here has 9.6 million views, and that's the video we're about to watch. Nick Shirley put "expose it all." The replies to this tweet show the double standard and hypocrisy of half of the Republican influencer base. Does welfare abuse fraud only suck when it's Somali? Ask your local MAGA Republican influencer where he draws the line. You typical dumb. Oy vey, give a goy a break. Let's see what else we have here. That's crazy. Actual shot of Tyler Oliveira from the documentary. Oh, that shit is crazy. Let's see. Goyim Lives Matter. So if you don't know what Goyim is, I've just kind of started to look into this. I'm not extremely well versed in this topic, but essentially from the Epstein files and also what I've learned, Goyim is what Jewish folks call everyone who's not Jewish. The most Jewish man in the world.
He tips with coupons, then asks for change. He doesn't celebrate Christmas, but he installs a parking meter on his roof, just in case. After his meal arrives, the waiter comes over and asks, "Is anything all right?" He still clips the ridges off coins, just to stay up on his skill set. He's already suing this channel. When his son asked to borrow $20, he accepted and lent him $10. His favorite movie is a few dollars more. He's never seen it, he just likes the title. His hands have been rubbing together for so long, he started a fire and a lawsuit. He causes traffic jams when there is loose change on the street. When he
That's
goes
wild. That whole video is wild. Silly Goyim. Facts are anti-Semitic. This is crazy. You guys kind of get the idea of why I wanted to react to this video, because as you can see, a lot of people complaining about this. Kind of off topic, but I recently learned what I don't even know how to pronounce that, but that word right here, holy fucking shit. I guess we gotta Google it, huh? Let's Google it. Let's see what is this. Let's go here. Let's see what we get. What is when a baby is circumcised? Some ritual Jewish circumcisions do a practice called, I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say that again, is when the mohel use their mouth to suck blood away from the baby's circumcised wound as part of the... Okay. All right. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have Googled that. What? That's kind of wild. But we're not judging. Let's see what else we get into. Let's see. So again, you see some of these comments, some of them nice, some of them bad, some of them judging, but ultimately I wanted to go over that because I like I said, I want to watch this video, and there was a lot of people talking shit on the internet before I watched this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
You're not welcome here, and you're not welcome in a lot of other places based on your videos.
You don't
Damn.
You don't own America.
No, you should
Came
move
in
on.
hot.
Nobody wants you here. Please move out.
Tyler, it seems like you discovered that anti-Semitism is lucrative, no?
Oh, wow. It's lucrative, huh?
Pay for their money, so why don't you move to a different country? So do
Why don't you go back to Israel? That would be my question.
Woo! My boy came in hot too, huh?
What are they calling about? People trying to live a quiet life.
Right. Talk about living a quiet life.
Gentlemen, I saw a video of you walking into 136 Hillside. They asked not
Fair
to
enough.
come back.
Amazing.
If you come back, it'll be
trying.
trespassing.
So you say anti-Semitism, I say anti-Goyism.
Hey,
The Jewish
yo.
community is extremely racist.
You have a group of people that call themselves God's people. You are a Semite supremacist.
Elon Musk has 12 kids.
Wow.
Why can't I have 12 kids?
He pays for them. If you're arguing that I should pay for your kids,
I'm arguing that the government said.
that's our money. I
Yeah,
pay
that's
taxes.
that's not a very good argument, buddy.
What are you doing? Should I call the cops on you?
Oh, please do.
We may be in a corrupt hellhole. So what am I being pulled over for?
We got a call. Keep your hands on the steering wheel when you do so.
This is Lakewood,
Even the
New
police got
Jersey,
involved?
home to one
Damn.
of the largest and fastest growing Orthodox Jewish communities in America, having anywhere from 6 to 10 kids per family, causing the community's rapid growth to spill into the neighboring towns of Jackson, Toms River, Brick,
Why they
and
running?
Powell, causing non-Jewish residents to fear that their town will soon be turned into Little Jerusalem, just like Lakewood.
The tactics within this community, I would liken it to organized crime.
You were the vice chairman
Damn.
of the Israel Advisory Committee for Donald Trump in 2016. How did you get a relationship
Oh, he knows
with
Trump?
the White
Oh,
House?
shit.
Who in the White House?
I think I don't want to say.
Who
Of
are
course
we
not.
messing with here right now, Chris? Is this video a mistake, man?
I'm going to be honest. The powers out here are pretty immense.
It's not about Jackson. Jackson is a test case. If it isn't squashed soon, is going to take over the entire country.
It's already a problem in all the surrounding towns.
You have billionaires from Lakewood being involved, people connected to the president of the United States.
In New Jersey, is there room for a two-state solution?
Uh-oh.
No, there's clearly not. I think
Damn.
it's going to be a fight.
I ride around Lakewood. There are near Lakewood, outside of Lakewood, and all these towns around Lakewood. There are housing developments where Goyim live. There are no Yidden there yet, but
Wow.
all these housing developments. Someone who they could turn it around. We saw what happened in Lakewood itself. There are a lot of other opportunities if people want to take that jump and become a shtickle pioneer.
As the Orthodox Jewish community consolidated.
Did I hear that right? Also, shout out Raven to being a subscriber for 2 months. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And don't forget, guys, you could subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm almost Kick partner. I just need a couple more subscribers, so feel free to subscribe. But anyways, did I just hear that right? Did he just say that there are plenty of apartment complexes that have Goyim in it and no Yiddish? I'm assuming Yiddish stands for Jewish people and Goyim stands for everybody who's not Jewish. All right, okay. I don't want to judge yet. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'm wrong.
Political power in Lakewood, taking majority control of the township committee, planning board, zoning board, and school board, financially depleting the public school system for non-Jewish kids, overwhelming local infrastructure, and turning a once quiet town into a densely populated, over-trafficked Jewish enclave.
Look at that. Holy shit. Wait. We gotta go back. Hold on.
Densely populated, over-trafficked
Nope, not yet.
Jewish enclave.
Look at. Are you guys seeing this? There's a little Asian lady driving the bus. What the fuck?
Prioritizing Jews over non-Jews. Before I investigate the Jewish takeover of Lakewood and of the nearby town of Jackson, I first want to visit the town where the blueprint was born, Muncie, New York.
Someone like David Batner saw the opportunity a few years ago. He bought several 50 to 100 houses in Muncie. I believe that he single-handedly, in a certain way, turned around Muncie. These are opportunities that come up every once in a while, and someone has to step up to the plate.
Miller News, thanks for meeting up on such short notice, man.
My Muncelandians, you know we here. We outside.
When did you notice Muncie begin to form as a Hasidic Jewish enclave?
I would say 20 years ago, I saw the first start of it, and then every year, it just started.
That's an old-ass phone.
Exponentially.
Hey! It's me! How are you? Stop what?
They on Tyler. Yo, they on Tyler. Ass.
But the Jews here were not happy to see me after I
I
asked
wonder
how
why.
they afford 7 to 10 kids on a single income, and if they were on welfare in Curious Joel. How many kids do most people have out here?
17, 18.
How do they afford
17, 18 kids? That's crazy, bro. How's that even possible? Holy shit. 17 to 18 kids?
Proud to do what the Torah says, that you need to be multiple and fruitful.
How do you afford
I
to
guess.
study the Torah?
Goddamn. That's more than fruitful.
Help me.
Does the American taxpayer help you too?
Also, yes.
How do people
Oh, of
afford
course.
such big families out here?
It's. I'm not saying anything.
I just want. All right, we can move on.
It's. I'm not saying anything.
Are you Tyler?
I'm Tyler.
Are you trying to do another anti-Semitism video?
Oh boy, here we go.
Antisemitism. That's crazy you said that. Life circumstance, different culture. So this is their way of, like, listen, I know you're frustrated about what some of the things we focused on. Is that kind of what I'm getting at? Sure. So give me some examples of how things were misconstrued.
Right, good question.
That was wrong.
What did he get wrong?
It's not
Tell
necessarily
us.
misconstrued.
Okay.
It is misconstrued. There's a lot of it that's
Is it or is it not, bro? Come on.
Different words make it sound a lot worse than it is. There's a lot
Cut
of
out
people here that
different
are on
words.
welfare. A lot of people are in Section 8. A lot of people that are on a bunch of different WIC, food stamps, stuff like that.
Sure.
If you go to any low-income communities, you're going to see that. They're all going to be on the different welfares.
Okay, so they were on welfare.
Yeah,
Okay.
no bit of denying that.
Yeah, but that's what he said.
You say it, it's the way you twist it, the way you.
How did I twist it?
Not twist it.
Right.
It's the wrong
I'm
word.
just trying to understand where you're coming from.
Growing up in an extremely. Dude, go.
He didn't even know what to say. This is the prime characteristics of someone who's just mad at you and not mad at your argument. It's like if you go to any other community that's low income, they're also on food. Okay. Like no one's denying that either. We're talking about you guys right now.
Ah, the insufferable hug.
Right. They love Tyler out there. Holy shit.
See,
Look at
you
him.
say I misrepresent, and then they do that like, come on.
I'm not saying they're all good people. It's like I said, wherever
That's
you go,
exactly what Tyler's saying.
There's always gonna be the assholes wherever you go.
I totally get
Right.
it.
You talk about the community. It feels like you're trying to create a narrative
Oh, God.
that you did not find.
Meanwhile, he's in a
People
G-Wagon.
that are on welfare that have a lot of kids, but your
Yeah.
headline did wrote welfare addicted Jews.
What is your frustration? I'm curious. Welfare
Right.
dependent, welfare reliant, welfare addicted. What's the difference? Tell me.
Right.
You need it to survive, and without
Yeah,
it,
or
they
else
die. What is the
exactly.
difference?
That's being addicted.
To bait click, that's an addiction.
That's an addiction.
Oh, God.
Okay. Are you addicted to being a victim or what?
No.
That's a good comeback. That was a good one. Oh, look, they got a Mexican. Only Tyler would find a Mexican. That's crazy.
All right, see you, bro. How do you like living here as a non-Jew?
So-so. Well, I don't
What do
like
you mean
the
by
area.
so-so?
Because they're acidics.
Do they treat you as one of them? Like,
No,
are you guys
no.
on the same page?
No. They don't bother me because I don't deal with them.
Okay. Do you think there is large-scale welfare fraud out here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a lot. They get away with everything. They get the...
Wait. Hold on. Let's even more. Chilu Hassan money couple arrested and charged with welfare fraud. 7 people, including Rabbi, arrested in $14 million Rockland County funding scam.
Away with everything.
What else? Mortgage welfare fraud bust in Brooklyn, Orange, and Rockland County Orthodox community. We're only a few minutes into the video. We're 7 minutes into the video. So, okay. It happens in all communities for sure. But does it mean we can't call it out? That's the true question. I think you should be able to call it out.
They get the Section 8, they get everything. The free housing and...
That's crazy.
You think most
Can
people
I get
work
free
out here?
housing? What the f?
No? How do they afford their bills?
I wish I knew. I would do the same thing. too.
Right. Yo, put me on that f***ing list.
And what are your thoughts on the driving out here? I got to ask you that. It's the most important question.
I don't want to talk about it.
The driving
I
is
wonder
crazy.
why.
Okay.
You got a stop sign over there, they don't even stop. They just pass. That's why so much traffic.
Almost ran that person
It's
over.
crazy.
You saw the Curious Joel video. Why was that video good?
That video was good because I've been in East Ramapo for as long as I remember. I also went to Spring Valley High School. I went to, I've been in the school system, and we've definitely seen a lot of things, especially since our school board was majority private school owners, mainly Jewish white men, and most of our
How you
school
doing?
was not Jewish. And they had control over our public school system over like the past 10 years, purposely voting no
Wow.
on our school budget vote so that way we would fail, and we lost about 3-2 schools.
Basically, through block voting, Orthodox Jews won enough seats to control the East Ramapo School Board and went on to eliminate hundreds of public school positions like teachers and social workers, while approving millions of taxpayer dollars to be spent on their children's religious private schools, ultimately gutting the public school system for the estimated 9,000 black and brown
Sheesh.
public school students, while diverting that money to their private religious schools.
They give us food.
That's insane. How can you open a private school and divert state funds into private school? That shouldn't be a thing.
That's rotten and
They
it's
give you
cold
rotten
and
food?
it hurts our stomach.
Oh my God.
Not take our music program away. I love playing an instrument. My brother would be crushed.
And the budget cuts were so devastating that in one instance, an elementary school shut down, and the majority Jewish school board then voted to sell it to a Jewish yeshiva for pennies
Wow.
on the dollar. Basically, the poorest, most vulnerable kids in these communities had their schools gutted and looted, all by a majority Jewish school board whose kids didn't even attend public school.
Does this sound familiar to anybody? You ever thought about this place in, I don't know, Minnesota that has a community that's moving in?
We believe that some of the decisions that have been made by the board have not been in the best interest of the public school community.
You don't like it? Find yourself another place to live.
How was your education?
Oh, that's how you feel,
My
huh?
education, it was decent,
Damn.
but it definitely could have been better if we had the resources that we were allowed to have. But again, for the past 10, 15 years or so, people have been purposely voting no on our school budget vote, so that way we had no funding and money for our school. And, you know, that was done purposely.
And who was voting no?
Majority, the Jewish community. You, like, drive around here, you'll literally see signs saying vote no for a school budget, which I think is crazy. Luckily, we were able to get a ward system to be able to get 3 seats for you know, the wars, but if it wasn't for that, we still would be majority white Jewish men voting for public school students that they don't care about. Yeah, and they purposely go out their way to isolate us. We're basically isolated to the point where we feel like this isn't our home.
A lot of people like to
Wow.
say they're ducking taxes and all that. There's truth in.
First and foremost, bro, you gotta pull your pants up. We can't have this. This is no bueno, bro. Pull your pants up. I don't want to see your drawers.
Eyes to that, but I could only tell you that I've only seen the bad part. The bad part is I've seen houses get broken down. I've seen certain spaces, buildings get destroyed for, let's just say, for more kosher customs. You feel me? So,
Pun intended.
For showing our community. I don't believe in hiding. I believe we have a tremendous amount to be proud of, and like every community, we're different. We have our goods. Other communities have their positives.
Tell me
That boy's hitchhiking?
Tonight at sundown, we shut our phones, we shut our cars, we go to shul. The most beautiful part of our religion, do you understand that Orthodox Jews can be anywhere? The sun is coming down and it's the last opportunity to pray what's called mincha, which is afternoon services. They could be in the most important meetings. And
Oh, that's why they run.
and
Okay.
they care less about anything happening. The same things with Shabbos. We come home, our families are waiting. We sing Shalom Aleichem. We welcome in the Shabbos, and you'll say back Aleichem Shalom, right?
Could they feed 10 kids
Yes.
without those programs?
I am one of 10 children.
So I think this guy right here in the jacket, I think he makes a good point, right? He's speaking about the values that they have, which, you know, I've said this before, where it's like if the black community or even the Hispanic community, if we were as together as they are, we'd be able to achieve as much, if not more.
Aleichem Shalom, right?
Oh, whoops.
Could they feed 10 kids
Yes.
without those programs?
I am one of 10 children.
You're
My
driving
father-
a G-Wagon.
Right.
My father was never on any welfare. I used to reuse sandwich bags to save my father a penny.
That's great for you.
You're not welcome here, and
Right.
you're not welcome in a lot of
What
other
the
places based on
what
your
do the
video.
sandwich bags have? What the hell?
You are funny.
You don't own this place. You don't own America. I can do whatever I want.
Whatever you
So
want.
Get in your G-Wagon. Get to work.
You're not trying to bring people together. You never did, you never will. It's who you are. Somebody hurt you deeply, and I'm sorry.
Okay, buddy, because he's bringing awareness to a situation. Same people who call Nick Shirley racist because he talked about the fraud. It's the same thing as when black folks be like, that's racist when you talk about black on black crime. You never talk about white on white crime.
He was right. Someone did hurt me. Whoever told my sponsors to pull out after making one
Damn.
video exploring a community of welfare
Hey, the
Jews.
topic about the community. Thanks
You
for
wanna help me avoid
wait. What did that last one say?
exploring a community
Hold
of
on. The video topic is about the community of Hasidic Jews in NYC. Thank you.
welfare addicted Jews.
Thanks for letting me know. Unfortunately, we can't have our ad in the video. It's a no-go for the brand. Can you confirm blank won't be in the video?
If you want to help me avoid ending up on
Long time no talk. I hope you're doing well. Would you be able to trim out the blank ads at these timestamp as well as the copy in the description?
welfare too, and get access to all of these videos early and watch never before seen content I can't upload on YouTube. Go subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/Tyler Oliveira for $5 a month. Back to the video. After
Right, go
speaking
subscribe
to
to him,
frustrating
guys.
Goyim in Muncie, I headed to Lakewood, New Jersey, one of the fastest growing Orthodox Jewish communities in America, where a similar Jewish takeover has taken place, leading to the gutting of the public school system, all while turning a predominantly working class Irish and Italian town into Little Jerusalem.
Wow.
I'm trying to merge a gap to see if there's any way that we could actually be one community. Because as you can tell, it's 2 separate communities. Look around. You will not see a non-Jewish resident here.
We got the Yiddish bus.
This is really all Jewish stores.
Sure.
Now, that pizza place, it's going to be kosher pizza, probably.
A lot of these signs are written in Yiddish, and everything's insulated. Basically, you come here to this plaza, get everything you need. Quite convenient, quite nice.
Now, everyone
Super
can shop
convenient.
here, of course, we could go in and they'll be friendly, but everything's geared towards one community.
But and is it always this way? This part here, is this newly developed in the last?
Oh yeah, so this used to be a concrete yard.
Got it.
So we're almost where we're standing. Used to have rows of concrete trucks.
Sure. It's bustling. It's busy. Now, this place was packed with Jews buying groceries for Shabbos, but keep in mind, Goyim are fully allowed to come in here and shop whenever they please.
They're very friendly. I don't think anybody's going to be nasty to us. Is a lot of the fear bullshit warranted? Definitely not. Definitely not. But I do think they don't feel comfortable enough to do it.
But it's important to understand the bigger picture here. As kosher stores move in, more Jews move here too, creating a positive feedback loop where a town rapidly becomes a Jewish hub, ultimately changing the character and identity of a town, and in Lakewood's case, overwhelming the infrastructure. Before we explore the many implications of life for Goyim as towns like Lakewood become increasingly Jewish, I want you to understand how quickly the word anti-Semitism gets weaponized in real time out here.
Tyler, it seems like you discovered that anti-Semitism is lucrative, no?
Oh, look at that.
Anything that you don't like to see is anti-Semitism. What have I said that's anti-Semitic? Go.
When you talk about people accepting government money, and the overlay is a bunch of pictures of fraud.
But is it true?
To make it look like we're doing fraud.
It's not twisting.
Welfare programs that were defrauded by Jews. What did I say that was a lie?
There are
Go.
welfare programs that are defrauded by
Yes,
everybody.
and I made a Minneapolis video as well. I've made several videos. Why are you being so sensitive?
What you're trying to make it sound is like anyone who accepts government money in the Jewish community is doing fraud.
That's your interpretation.
What you're doing is dangerous.
How is this dangerous? Why should you be treated like a protected group? You're asking for special privileges.
No, we're not. We're asking just to be fair, and you're not being fair.
I am being fair.
This is going to make you a lot of money, and it's going to gin up a lot of hatred towards the community that's seeing a rise in anti-Semitism that hasn't been seen in years. Every single day, our lives are at risk, and this is going to lead to more.
My sponsor literally got pulled out of the video once they learned the topic of that video. I lost the sponsorship. How is that lucrative? Tell me. So you say anti-Semitism, I say anti-Goyism. Listen, man, you got a kid in the car, I just noticed. Drive your kid home, get your groceries. You're getting honked at. Let's go. It was good to meet you, though.
So you're arguing with the United States because the president obviously thought that we should pay for their money, so why don't you move to a different country?
Why don't you move back to Israel then if there's so much anti-Semitism, right? Like that
Right. It's crazy that he would say, why don't you move out of this country? Like, what are you talking? What's wrong with you, bro? I'm American. Why would I leave? I probably have an easier time kicking you out than me leaving. That's crazy.
Why doesn't he go to Israel?
We are giving back.
Listen, in theory, welfare is a good idea. It's sweet, right? At what point is it too far? Because this was a program designed to help single moms after they get divorced and keep the kid from starving.
I also disagree with you that someone doesn't have a right to have a child.
I think you should have a child if you can
Well,
afford
yeah,
it. Right?
it's not that you can't have a child, right?
Sure, let's hear it.
Okay, you two gentlemen.
Oh, the
so
police.
Walking into 136 Hillside, they asked not
Fair
to
enough.
come back. If
Amazing.
you come back, it'll be a
trespass or what?
trespassing charge. You're
Fair
trespassing.
enough.
If you don't like the laws of America and you think that the government welfare is stupid or whatever,
I would like to change the laws. Just like you would like to create anti-Semitism protection laws that give you guys protected classes and protection against anti-Semitism, whatever that means, right?
So
why don't you go back to Israel? That would be my question.
Because I like it here.
Same here. I like
Well,
here,
then
but
there
I like
you
to make
go.
some changes. We can both agree on that, right?
So please keep on moving.
God bless you. There we go. He loves us.
Make a change.
Yeah, you guys have group chats of me. You guys say, beware of this guy like I'm like
Wow.
Hitler or something. I'm like, come on, dude.
Right.
I'm a nice guy. I talk to everyone.
Elon Musk has 12 kids. Why can't I have 12 kids?
Yo, this
He pays
guy.
for them. Your story point over here is that people can't have children if they can't afford them. You, as a society, are born from people who started with two people. Two, okay? Adam and Eve. That's it. You want to go with the Big Bang, but it started at some point. There was two people. And now there's billions. And there was trillions throughout the world. So you're saying
This guy's just like right. What are you talking about?
Adam and Eve had Cain and Abel. Did they have a government
we live
that
in a
paid
government,
for
we
their
live in a
kids?
government that decides that if you have children, we're going to help you. Now everyone does their part.
You should not have more kids than you can afford. You're
Right.
arguing that I should pay for your kids. That's what you're arguing.
I'm not
Basically.
arguing that with kids.
You are.
I'm arguing that the government said.
No.
Yeah, but my
that's our
taxes.
money. I pay taxes.
Exactly.
I
The
shouldn't
government
be funding
collects
your
taxes.
kids. Should not be funding your kids. You don't pay for my kids. Okay, fuck. I could do this all day.
Why don't you go?
He looks like a cheap Joe Rogan.
You're stopping traffic.
should move.
Guys, let's go. Move on.
He's stopping traffic, not me.
Yeah, right. No, you should move on. Nobody wants you here. Please move out.
He was
No,
saying-
you don't want him
No,
here.
he loves me.
So
man.
we're not
That's
allowed
right.
here?
Call. You want to come to the corner?
Where? Over there? Let's go move. Let's go.
You know, I know what you did in the video, and we all saw it, and we still.
What did
see
he
it,
do?
But it's like
What did I get wrong?
Right.
Nobody can cross the government. The government knows everything.
Oh,
The
boy.
United States federal
That's
government-
not true.
Fraudulently filed.
No, it's not true. That if you feel that
How's
you
that
live in
not
a
true?
country that is corrupt,
I do.
Why are you still living here?
Well, not everyone has options, right?
I can give you a list of 15, 20 countries off the bat that you can live in.
Yeah, regardless, let's say America is corrupt, I still want to live here.
You understand?
Oh, but hold on. Just because there is corruption here, which there
Right.
is. What are you talking about? Let's not
Right.
be silly here.
So his whole idea, oh, well, if there's corruption here, why don't you leave? Why would I leave? Why not remove the corruption? Why not expose the corruption? And to think there's no corruption in America is crazy. Either he's lying or he's really fucking stupid.
If there would be corruption, the FBI would love to come here first than any other location in the world.
Come on, that's not true.
Well, I read the numbers in
We had,
Minnesota.
what, 22 people indicted for Medicaid fraud?
Numbers in Minnesota. And listen, you can attack them as much as you want. What they did, that's big numbers, man.
Both of your schools had money laundering. You had people, yes, both.
There's 45 schools here.
So BMG had people that were charged with money laundering, and so did the school for special
As of
buildings.
when? As of when?
2019, 2018, 2017. Look it up. It's all over Google.
I don't look it up. You got to show it to me.
Come
because
on.
95%
This guy,
of people
he's
in
fat
this
and lazy.
vicinity
Goodness
between
gracious.
This 4 or 5 zip codes work very hard.
Yeah.
So if you want to go and dig in a place like here, Lakewood, where the same capital you're gonna find, and this small percentage.
You're making me want to dig now. You're making me want to look.
You're already digging, man. You're digging already for.
I'm
for,
at
for,
Whole
for
Foods.
4
What are you
months.
talking about? 4
What
months?
do you mean? Go break your head. You can keep on breaking your head.
I will break my head.
No problem. Eventually, when you break your head too
Let's hear it.
much, you end up digging water. When you dig water, there's nothing under it.
You were in Jackson.
What? There's water underwater. And there's ground under that.
How I toppled the government there. They had all these anti-Semitic laws. It was crazy. I had 2 conversations with the White House, and eventually DOJ got involved. But anyway, so I don't know. Are you already doing your Lakewood thing?
I'm here with Dr. Richard Roberts. You sold the pharmaceutical company for $800 million. You were the vice
Sheesh.
chairman of the Israel Advisory
800
for Donald
milli.
Trump in 2016.
Yes.
And you reached out to me. Why did you reach out to me via email?
Because you posted that, first of all, you did your video, Curious Yoel in New York, and got a lot of Orthodox Jews very, very upset.
But why did you reach out to me?
But towards the end of the video, you saw the altruism in the community, and you seem to respect that. And since I could see that you seemed to me to have a sincere desire to actually get the real facts, because if you were just bigoted against us, you wouldn't be struck or commenting on the altruism in our community.
But you casually toppled the Jackson government. A, what does that mean? B, how did you get a relationship with the White House?
I never spoke to DOJ. I did speak to people in the White House twice to tell them what was going on, because
who in the White House?
I don't think I don't want to say.
First off, though, so you mentioned Jackson.
Exactly. I think I don't want to say. Well, buddy, if it sounds like a duck, walks like a duck, it's a fucking duck.
Jackson's a continuation of Lakewood. You toppled the governments. You went to the White House willy-nilly.
Called.
Okay. You're connected to the White House.
By the way, I rarely leave my house.
Which just goes to show the scale of
Even
the connection.
that's even worse. Oh, I rarely leave my house, but you got connections in the White House, bro. I could call the White House for the next month, and maybe I get through, but I'm not gonna get what I want. What are you talking about, bro?
In my opinion, I hear this voicemail. I'm like, shiver me timbers. Who am I dealing with?
Right.
Here, right? Like this guy's.
Little old
my,
me.
woo, all right. So he's calling. And you might be
wondering, Look at him.
why are mega wealthy Jewish power brokers connected to Donald Trump, trying to set the record straight with a lowly goy tuber like myself? This all begs the question: why are they so afraid of me?
I think they just don't want you to portray Lakewood in a bad way. That's really all it is.
Is there any bad to see?
There's bad to see everywhere. It's good to see everywhere.
Exactly. Good, bad, and
course
ugly
there is.
everywhere, right?
100%. I used to live here in Lakewood when I was in 9th and 10th grade. I love Lakewood. There's so much Jewish life here. It's so easy to be Jewish, and everything's cheaper. It's amazing here.
Why did Lakewood become such a large Jewish hub?
So I think it started with BMG, Base Marriage Gavoa, and then you had a lot. You know BMG?
Yeah. Tell me more about BMG, though, right? I hear it's like the Harvard of yeshivas.
Yes, it's top notch. You just sit and learn all day. You already finished your high school phase. Most people went to Israel already, came back, and they just sit and learn all the time. It's amazing. I used to do it when I was a teenager.
So,
Lakewood's
yeah,
an amazing
it's
place and everything. And
Jewish Harvard.
I've seen your videos all over. I just think that people get nervous and stuff like that, but you're just coming here filming the truth, and you're working just like we are. That's it. We're all in the same boat.
What should we know about Lakewood?
It's a great place. You're always welcome here.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we've got it's welcoming for the most part. A few guys are fired up. We try to give them the chance to speak, have a conversation. Do a little. Psst.
Okay, man.
What whisper did we miss?
Nothing. I gotta go now, but
I love it. To a T. A guy gets a whisper, then he goes quiet. Would you like to say anything? How you doing? Or with this guy whispering in his brethren's ears, he comes up when they're talkative and sweet, and he goes, psst, 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 and then they stop talking. It is miraculous. Tyler, good to meet you. What's your name?
If I say something good, you're gonna put it on?
Let's go. So we just met up with the guy. He was like pissed off that we like come around here and explore. This guy's killing me, dude. The psst,
I know.
psst. This is
I'm
he's
gonna
treating
say
you like a
something so
child.
good, the whole world's gonna laugh so nice. I know.
This is pathetic. He's treating you like a child. Who is this guy?
Why are you guys
This
being
is
told what to say?
pathetic. Let the man speak. Okay, does that not look like suspicious activity?
Why
right
is
there?
there so much secrecy if you have nothing to hide?
Why would he do that? He's the head
He's
whisperer.
hiding
All right, tell me
something.
what you're gonna say.
How much money everyone makes in this town? Crazy amount.
No, how much? Tell us.
The police is also going to follow us, just FYI.
Gonna follow us.
There's a police special response unit, and the cops had their internal monologue that they're going to just trail us around.
Amazing. So given that the cops are being called so often, they're just gonna follow us around all day. Land of the free, home of the brave. And then I stumbled upon a kosher collision. Another example of Lakewood's infamously terrible driving. We're
nobody
just
knows how
showing
to drive.
Densely trafficked it is out here, how much traffic there is. We wanted to show some of the driving differences out here.
I don't think you're saying a fair statement. This has nothing to do with 10 crime.
Oh, what does it have to do with bad driving skills or snow?
It was totally because of the snow.
Fair.
And it was a miscommunication. But
That's fair.
I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
And that's not what happened. There were actually no one on the road when this happened.
Totally fair. Okay. You need help getting pushed? All right.
Well, why are you making up a story? Because you need
No, I'm good.
There was not
All
one
right.
car in sight by accident.
Oh, you just hit the wall.
That's it.
You didn't hit anyone?
No.
Do you need help getting pushed?
Fine.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Oh, you're good. Different than anyone else.
You need a job.
I agree.
You need a job?
No, I mean I'm employed. I employ a lot of people actually.
Yeah,
So-
but you
so
make money for doing nothing.
for doing nothing?
Damn.
You think moving capital and charging interest is something more valuable than I do, or what?
I think you should
That's
write
funny.
about
Tell me.
the hundreds of thousands of people that do favors for people every day.
Tell me more.
Open up a book. You never saw so many charity organizations as you have here on Lake.
I know there's so many 501c3s. It makes me wonder: are they all charitable? Are they fiending for tax exemptions? You know, would you say this is a great place to move to for a young family? If I have a kid or a wife, a young wife.
Everyone.
Okay,
For everyone.
not just the Jews.
My best friends are coming.
Okay, respect. What do we have here? We have a.
Okay, that
Hey,
makes
good
me
to
feel
meet you.
better, I guess.
You see that?
I saw it.
Broke down.
What is the name of that organization once again?
Hatzolah.
Hatzolah. Okay, good to meet you, man. See you later. And we have Hatzolah up here to help the community.
What's that,
Yeah,
like,
this guy doesn't even know
Jewish
what the First
police?
Amendment is.
We're busy with the knives.
Don't be a joker, bro. Come on. Yes. Come over here. Come over here. All right. Let me. I need to get you like a second number. Son. What's your Instagram? You got
Who the
Facebook?
hell is that?
Look at these hundreds. My phone number's been leaked.
You're a little child.
Jesus.
Give me a number. I promise you.
Why are you insulting?
I'm not insulting.
You
Because
just insulted.
Come on, I'm a little child.
So give me a number. I promise you I'll make it worth it for you.
All right, look, give me your email. Give me your email. Give me your email.
732. Give you my number.
All right, hold on. And what was your first name?
Moshe.
We're gonna do some big stuff.
You're afraid, I see.
I don't even
damn.
know what's going on. Oh man, these guys are next level. I feel like I got dropped off on an alien planet. And you might be wondering, what is Hatzolah and how are they able to blast through red lights like that?
Come on.
It's like
That's crazy.
Community watch, but
That's actually illegal to have red and blue lights on your car if you're not police.
they think they are cops. If you notice, they had their lights on and they just ran a red light, just like a police officer would do. No uniform. They had the Jewish uniform on, white pants and yep, the
Just
curls.
A Jew in a police car is what it looked like, but he's not a police officer.
A Jew in a
and he's
police car is
blasting through the
crazy.
lights like he is a cop. There's a Hatzolah billboard right there, Mike. And what is that for?
I mean, you're asking me questions. I don't know if I have the answers to why. Because once again, because there's competing Hezbollah. You have competing groups of these.
Of a non-profit volunteer emergency service?
Yes. It sounds like a
Wow.
business, right?
But literally every organization out here is a tax-exempt 501c3.
Damn.
If you dig through the filing, go on ProPublica.com, you'll be
Look at that.
surprised to realize
They're making
everything
hella
basically is
money.
a tax-exempt 501c3.
Yes, because it's all through the religions.
What are your concerns? Why are we interviewing you?
So I think I echo the concerns of many non-religious people in my area. And the biggest concern is how one group of people gets to act that is separate, segregated.
See, I kind of agree with him, but I also think that, like, if we came together, we'd also be able to do this. Right, because the reason they're able to do this is because there are loopholes, there are active loopholes in the laws, and there are things that you can do. And if we came together, if we could decide to stop fighting over fucking Trump and the Democrats and Republicans and transgender bullshit and just like a lot of the bullshit, if we just focus on certain things, we'd also be able to get over on the system in this manner. And technically, it's not necessarily getting over on the system because they're following the law.
From everybody else.
And that group being Jews.
Yes, Jews, exactly, yeah, 100%. But you know what? It's in my area. It's Jews. In other areas, like you obviously see the Somalian, right? In Minnesota, there's things that are happening all over the area. But yes, in my particular area, it is Jews, and it's Jews that are expanding.
And what they have in common between them, the Somalians and the Jewish folks, is that they're extremely family orientated. They're extremely group orientated. Really, that's the thing. They stay within their group. They all have the same value and they stand for the same things.
Their territory.
Okay, so my name is Jenna Galarza.
So,
I've lived in Jackson for approximately 23 years. I want to say it really started affecting me when I had my children. I have twins. They're 20 now. In assimilation perspective, you want to be able to teach your children how to talk to other children and, you know, be part of other cultures. And that was when it really started hitting me.
What hit you?
You know, let's say if I would go to a store which was closer to Lakewood, you know, I'm pushing a double stroller. I have twins. And I noticed that nobody would hold the door open for you. At one point, a door literally got slammed on my twin stroller. And I was just like, whoa. At that point, there wasn't a lot of Orthodox living in Jackson, but they were coming to our parks a lot. And they would come to the parks, busloads, vans full. And the park would just get turned upside down. I mean, we're talking about diapers being changed anywhere and being thrown on the floor. We're talking about
diapers
children
being changed is not that big of a deal.
urinating in public. And
I mean, kids, come on.
Children. So listen, at that time, if it was a minion, there was 10 men.
Okay, so it just didn't pay you any attention. I don't really understand her gripe just yet. Let's see. Maybe she gives us better examples.
And not a big deal. But then you started to notice that it was no longer just 10 people. It was 20 people and 30 people. Just completely changing the feel, the character, the comfort that you once had in your neighborhood is no longer there.
And another source of conflict is the Jewish community using residential homes as places of worship, often without approval from the Jackson Planning Board, bringing in tons of outside traffic and destroying the peaceful quality of the neighborhood.
We can have even
that would piss me off though. I can't complain. That would.
Jewish men there. You can just take a conference room for 10 minutes. We don't need like a formal like church. I've prayed in parking lots with, you know, we're going somewhere and there's get other guys together. And,
but if you're living in a residential neighborhood and this house becomes like a revolving door of people coming in and praying constantly, parking their cars, I imagine there's some quality of life concerns, right? Increase in traffic and the streets being covered with cars and people all over the place, or what?
I don't think that that's what really happened, but maybe on like the Sabbath. But you'll have any Semites will probably say that because they don't like us. They don't want us.
So you rather call something that causes an inconvenience to people, or you rather attribute something that is inconvenience to people to they don't like us, versus it just being that it's annoying to come home and have a shit ton of cars parked outside, especially if you live in the suburbs. Have a bunch of cars parked on your street and nowhere to park and people everywhere. Come on, man. Come on. You gotta have some common sense, bro. You didn't become a multi-millionaire, 100 millionaire by being this naive, bro. Come on.
This home used to be probably about 1,100 square feet. It does have a new owner.
Okay.
Apparently, they did get permits to expand on their house. Most of the permits are just you know, kind of just given. Nothing.
What's the problem? What's the problem, Jennifer? Tell us.
This home will be being used for a full-out temple.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that means that they're going to be praying in this home several times a day, probably staying over on Friday nights until Saturdays. As you could see, there's no parking lot here. This is going to affect
every person that lives here. And the other problem that I have with this and that I think should be looked into is there's definitely funding going to these places.
If I was a concerned neighbor and I said, hey, they're building
That's
a
a
temple,
problem.
what the hell? What might happen next?
You would probably be called an anti-Semite. They will make your
Their
life
favorite
miserable.
word.
Nobody wants to live across the street to a synagogue. It is a tactic of getting people to sell their homes, and they will have buyers for them.
And you see this, and then you watch buildings get built before they're approved. They build and ask permission later, and then if they even don't get permission, they sue and they win for permission. So when you have all these things where they're creating hatred, they create the double standard, they create the animosity between two groups. And when I say they, I mean governments and people that buy off politicians to make favorable laws, because a lot of the shit they do is legal because they bought the politicians to make it legal.
Do you think residents in Jackson who do not want Jackson to be majority Jewish or to look, feel, and sound like Lakewood, do you think that is anti-Semitic?
Well, people have a right to freedom of speech and freedom of their opinion, even if they're going to be bigoted.
Do you think that's bigoted?
Wow.
Because I imagine you don't want this place to be Islamic.
Only because the radical Islamists want to kill us. Other than that, I have no
Well,
problem.
not radical, right? Because there's radical everything,
Orthodox
exactly.
Jews are radical Jews that want to hurt people.
Many people could argue there are distinct sects of Judaism that are marginalized.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, you wouldn't want Lakewood to become predominantly Muslim. Radicalism aside, though, right?
Right.
Just like
Exactly.
Jackson residents don't want it to be predominantly Jewish.
So if a Muslim wants to buy a house here and pay way more than what the house would sell outside,
way more.
because of
I wonder why.
Prices go up and we come in. They're free to do it.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's bigoted for you to not want it to be predominantly Muslim. Why would you? You're Jewish.
So Jackson Strong is kind of like a
I think you got him
unofficial
there.
organization that I had started. When I saw everything turning, I just was very vocal on social media, and I decided to organize. Certain people really wanted to get involved. There were a few of us that, we would have letter writing campaigns, making a lot of calls to county officials, local officials, and state officials, trying to find out what ordinances could be created, what we could do to help prevent a full-out turnover. A sign would say, Jackson Strong, don't sell, meaning if a new neighbor moves in next to you, don't run, don't sell. Why would you move? Stay strong, right?
Would they sell?
They would sell.
Of course
because
they
it
did.
just got too much. And anytime you would say
What's too
anything
much? Give me
about
some
it,
descriptors,
you were
Jennifer.
anti-Semitic. I mean, there were Facebook pages created just to slander me.
Wow.
They would manipulate.
Wait. Oh shit. Test crazy. They put her head on the pot. That's hilarious. I mean, they got a sense of humor.
Pictures of me. They would put.
Oof. Oh man.
But Russian hats on me, a Hitler mustache. These were things
kinda
that were
funny.
even coming out of Israel. At one point, there was a post where, somebody had said that, she needs to have an ice pick in her eye, and something
Damn.
like that. I did go to the prosecutor's office, and my Jackson Strong page was taken down for no good reason at all. It was just taken down. There was a page, Rise Up Ocean County, which was a pretty important part of everything that was happening. That page was taken down also. However, it was hijacked. So when our page was taken down, just for stating the facts, when you're bringing out the Kaporis incidents, when they're cutting the necks of the chickens and blood is pouring through the streets, and then you're
What?
talking about that and you're posting videos, and all of a sudden your Facebook page gets taken down, only to be replaced with a complete anti-Goyim harassment page. And you could
The point of this page is to point out how ridiculous the hate that is going around is. Can everyone relax and not try to find things to get your neighbor in trouble or to pick on one religion? And there is no they and us. It's just us as one nation under God. Spread the love. Life is hard enough with real issues, not zoning laws. Have dialogue. Talk to your religion. Stop posting on stupid Facebook pages. Hopefully we'll start spreading love. I guess that last part doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
report that page over and over, and you could have a campaign of people reporting that page, yet that page remained up.
Do you want Lakewood to be predominantly Muslim? Just you personally?
No.
And why?
Because it's a...
Let's say they don't want to kill you.
I'm fine with people moving in, but to have Jewish schools, we have to have a critical mass of Jews here to support Jewish schools. To have kosher grocery stores, supermarkets, we have to have a critical mass of Orthodox Jews here to support kosher supermarkets. By the way,
So using that logic, why would anyone in Jackson want Jackson to have more and more Jews move? If you're arguing there needs to be a critical
Right.
mass for
It's just
how are
exactly.
we infringing on their right, on their ability to do whatever
I'm
they
not
want?
saying you are, but why would they want that? Why would it be bigoted?
Right. Why is it bad if people don't want a certain type of person in their neighborhood, and not even just person, not even necessarily race, but religion? Like, hey, we don't want more of this here. That immediately makes them anti-Semitic. I see what Tyler is trying to do, and I think this gentleman kind of fell right into his trap, because it's exactly what he's saying. It's like, we don't want to live around anyone else. We want to be around Jewish people. And in order to do that, especially in a town like this, you have to push out the people who are not Jewish, which is inherently what happens in this kind of situation.
Or not one. If somebody's selling their house to an Orthodox Jew, the Orthodox Jew is allowed to buy the house.
Sure, but I'm talking about the people who are not selling their houses to Orthodox Jews.
Then they have the right to do that.
Of course. But that
Right.
doesn't make them a bigot to not want it. It doesn't mean
Exactly.
they're hateful. It doesn't mean they hate you.
What is it of their lifestyle that we're going to change?
All right, so we could start with the
It's not even
topic.
about that.
Infrastructure-wise, they're just throwing up these ginormous structures. They tend to have basement apartments also, so they'll rent those out. Right now, there is probably upwards 2,000 to 3,000 homes that have been bought and are just being rented out right now by the Orthodox community that they will move in when they're ready to move into them. There's been a problem with light pollution. Now we're seeing just LED lights everywhere.
I'm sorry, but Jennifer just sounds like a Karen. Light pollution? I'm still waiting for her to say something that I'm like, oh, okay, I can understand your plight there. Or is it just me? Am I being unreasonable with her?
You know, there's a lot of issues, and then let's just talk about the thing that breaks my heart more than anything, which is the school system.
What is that?
So what's happening is our Board of Education is going bankrupt. Between the formula in the state giving all of the money to the poorer communities, which has been proven to not work. We're losing that kind of funding, but we're being depleted from the busing. We are required by state law to provide busing to all of the private school students. Why are we paying for busing for schools that are not teaching a standard curriculum? If 80% or 90% of their curriculum is religious studies, why are the taxpayers paying for that busing?
I agree with that part.
Insult to injury, we have recently sold 2 of our schools, and they have been bought by the Orthodox community.
Who are you, Chris?
I am a councilman in Jackson, New Jersey.
And what are we in front of right now?
We're in front of the former Sylvia Rosenauer School. The school was unfortunately shut down due to budget issues in Jackson. It was purchased by a private school.
Okay, so this is a private Jewish-only school right now?
Yes. As the state cuts off
Jewish
funding,
only?
we continue
That's kind of
spending
wild,
more
no?
and more public money on private schools, and it's kind of creating the perfect storm that's destroying our public education system.
So all of the school systems are completely strained by the influence of the Jewish non-students. They don't even use the public school system, but yet it costs the public school system a lot of money.
Because we Orthodox Jews, we pay the full school taxes to support the public schools and for busing. And the only thing that we get to use is busing.
You take Jackson Township, their pass-through budget was nothing in like 2017. What pass-through laws are, they're federal state laws where it says that the school system has to pay for the busing of private school students. The more people that moved into Jackson, they go to school in Lakewood. So no, Jackson has to bus their kids to Lakewood. Now they don't bus non-Jewish students. They have segregated busing. So
Yeah, that's wild.
It costs the town.
Girls and boys bus is not that big of a deal, but
It decreases the enrollment that they have. So when the enrollment decreased, couple that with a really shit school funding formula in New Jersey, the towns spend way more money and they get way less in return.
And now, in a modern day and time, who thinks it's okay to separate boys and girls, not allowing them to be together, not allowing them to go to school together?
I don't think
be on the
that's
same
that
bus?
big of a deal,
Because of
but-
a religious practice, you're forcing the public to pay extra money for things like that.
We have to send our children.
The public shouldn't be responsible for that. If you guys want to have that, that's fine, but you got to pay for that. That I definitely agree with.
To religious schools because of the values that are taught in the secular schools. If there are population changes, schools consolidate. We're not the first place that that's happened, nor the last place.
The Jewish community is extremely racist. Could you imagine if I said that my children could not play with somebody's children because they were black?
Okay, Jennifer. Okay, you kind of have a point, but she's giving me the no one's giving me any attention vibes.
A different conversation we would be having. Why is it okay?
we only eat kosher food. If our kids play in
Which I learned the other day, kosher food, the only difference between kosher food and regular food is the fact that a rabbi prays on it.
in a non-religious Jew's home, they might be given non-kosher food to eat. Also, we generally don't have televisions in our home and don't want to bring the secular values of homosexuality, of adultery, theft, of cursing, and go on and on.
Theft is crazy, like regular people just steal.
Are paying full property tax, which is how the schools are funded, and we don't get the benefit of the school building, the school.
And this is where I disagree with this point, and I'm probably gonna get crucified online, but I don't care. Because at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, you pay taxes and we don't get the full benefits of the school. Yeah, you don't get the full benefits of the school because you have your belief system, because you have things that you believe in that don't align with the school system. But that doesn't mean you can come in and change the school system. That doesn't mean you can come in and, because you guys become dominant culture in the area, that now all schools need to adhere to the things that you want them to adhere to, right? That everyone else needs to adhere to that. That's the whole point of religious freedom, right? I have the ability to practice what I want to practice. You have the ability to practice what you want to practice, as long as it doesn't infringe on those around you.
Teachers, we have to also pay for our private education. So they're getting our money and we're getting nothing for it.
Well, yeah, that's how the system works. And that's not true. You're not getting nothing for it, because guess what? Your taxes go to fix the road. Your taxes go to pay police officers and EMS. Like, your taxes do things. Now, your taxes also provide access, or are also used for public schools that don't follow the curriculum you want. Now, I understand having a private school that's completely for Jewish folks and then having them receive maybe some grants from the state for their activities. I don't mind that, but to change completely and remove the funding from normal public schools and only put it in private schools like yours, to me, is wild. And I think that's where the problem arises. I think that's what he's not realizing.
Things going to go down. You're going to have to make cuts. You're going to have to keep closing schools. They just shut down another big school, which is going to be converted into, it might be one of the world's largest yeshivas right here in town. Let's be real. New Jersey State is essentially a criminal organization, because everything they do is for some type of special interest, for somebody to benefit somehow.
They take a house, they get that house built for a public mikvah only for Jewish people, right? So they say it's for the public, but it's not. It's just for a select private group of people. The house is now a 501c religious organization, so it doesn't.
Wow, so they're tax exempt.
Yep. The tax money.
Right.
And then, like in this case, that mikvah was being built before it was even approved, so everyone sees that.
This is going to be a mikvah, which is a religious bathhouse.
Where women get purified.
Correct.
After their periods?
Yes.
What?
And it prepares them for their childbearing time.
Sex.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
what do you mean sex?
When they get in an area, they put what they need, their special needs. It doesn't benefit the community, anything that they put. It benefits only them.
Hey, they don't like Tyler,
This is
clearly.
a house of worship, a shawl. This has been operating now probably for about 6 or 7 years. This is one of the ones that we first realized was non-owner occupied. Now, meaning that you have a better chance of not having issues if you live in the home and you have prayer, but nobody was living in this home. Okay. Generally you should have to get the proper permits and everything, but our town has been very accommodating for bad behavior. As you could see, they did install a light for them here, so they could safely pull in and out and cross the street.
And that's a symptom of the increased traffic into this location, right? A light just for this house.
Correct. Just for this is zone residential.
Wow.
As I told you, we have to be
Yo, this case gets worse and worse, guys. I came into this with a neutral standpoint, just like, all right, let's see what we figure out. But yeah, the more I see, it's like, come on, yo, they don't treat just anybody like this. The system's just catering to you like that. Okay, listen, black folks, are you taking note? We need to get together,
Together for schools, for synagogues, for kosher food, So you're gonna start buying the next block over. That happens to be Jackson or
Yeah,
Tom's River.
that's the problem.
Because we're having lots of children, and thank God we're having lots of children. Thank God they're almost all of them stay religious, get married early, and they're having children, and community is just growing and growing. So in Jackson, they passed regulations against Orthodox Jews, and not only that, they were harassing us. Let me give you an example. We pray 3 times
Please
a day,
give me an
morning,
example.
afternoon, and evening. So Jackson,
Okay.
they were very unprofessional, very amateurish. So they had their code enforcement department counting the number of Jews on the street, and they left
That's crazy.
emails on their Jackson Township email.
Oh, that's
system.
pretty stupid.
So when litigation ensued, it came out in discovery. So they say, I see 3 men wearing the garb, carrying Bibles, going into this house, and the inspectors would actually go onto the property and peer into the window to see if we were praying.
Okay, so the house.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's kind of stupid way to figure that part out on Jacksonville's code enforcement. That's pretty dumb, but at the same time, like that's what code enforcement does. Like when I own my construction company, they don't have to announce that they're there. They drive by. They're usually always outside driving, and if they see something, they can stop, and they have the authority to go onto a property to look for something. Now you can tell them to get off, but for the most part, they have the authority to look. And if you're using a property for something it's not supposed to be used, or it's not zoned properly for, code enforcement has the authority to give you a fine for whatever it is the activity you're doing that's against, city code.
Was zoned residentially, and it is being used as a house of worship.
No, but you could just go in there. The guy
Right.
owns the house. You can just
Yeah,
go in there and pray. We do it all the time. Just like, when I have the Super Bowl here, I have 50 people here.
That's not the same thing,
Super
though.
Bowl, how often does this congregation happen per year? Is it every week?
Oh no, we pray 3 times a day.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, he just gave himself up right there. You pay 3 times a day, and now you have a house that's in a residential area where 3 times a day people are coming in and they're parking, and so it causes a lot of traffic. And he tries to compare it to the Super Bowl. Like, bro, the Super Bowl is once a year. Again, his point right there is just not like, you're kind of proving the point. Like, you don't really care of how your practices affect other people in the neighborhoods. And I think that's the problem. It's not the fact that people have a problem with you being religious or being Jewish or your worship. It's just the fact that your worship comes above everything else. Your traditions come above everything else, even when they not only contradict, but also inflict harm on the folks who don't believe necessarily in the things you believe.
3 times a day versus once a year, though, right? That's an important distinction.
Oh, but I'm saying, but every
Right.
week they get during football season, they
Right.
get people over watching football, and they get 30 people in the house watching football.
Yeah,
right?
but that
Anybody
doesn't
can
happen on
do
a.
that, and they're not cited for a violation.
You don't think
No,
they
you
would be
could.
treated the
You
same
could give
if they were
silent.
a mosque or a church?
There are Christian groups, and that they were not harassed like we were.
So you guys were singled out, in your opinion?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
What happened in Jackson? What anti-Semitic laws is he referring to in his opinion?
So it's everybody is reacting in their own way. Zoning
Brick Sue's
law-wise
Orthodox
to try
Jewish
to
boys
fight
school that opened.
what they do. And what that is like buying corner lots that are unbuildable, using the RLUPA laws to build on them. So what happened was
Gotcha.
there was a little bit of a rush to stop Lakewood. I would say about 2010-ish, where you saw different towns making different zoning laws. Brick did its own little thing, tightened up.
Judge to issue injunction bearing congressional Kalios Yarul, I don't know how to even say that, yes, rule, from operating the school until it secures site plan approval from the township planning board and building permits. Yeah, like that is the number one thing. When you're building something, you have to go through the city or town's planning department. Like you can't build anything. If you start building, the fines that they'll give you, especially the construction company that builds, is out the wazoo. Like it'd be ridiculous amounts of fines you can get for starting a building and not having approval.
Zoning laws in certain areas, and they did it in a way where it wasn't pointing out one religion. Jackson kind of did it in a way where they did point out one religion, but
Oh, that's why they screwed up.
so it's like they tried stopping the shoals in the middle of the houses, but what they did was they worded it and they said things as they were doing. Like the people on the boards were saying stupid shit during the discussion that were
Right.
anti-Semitic,
Okay.
basically to give them fuel to come in and say, you guys are making anti-Semitic laws. Okay, it wasn't necessarily what they were trying to do; it was how they were trying.
How
to
they
do
did it,
Now
yeah.
the
Yeah,
council
that makes
president
sense.
Up there, Mordecai Bernstein, who was a part of it. You have that guy, Richie Roberts. They got the DOJ to do an investigation. They sued under our LUPA.
Damn, they got a
DOJ to do an
DOJ?
investigation into him.
They got a DOJ investigation protect individual houses of worship and other religious institutions from discrimination in zoning and land making laws. That and I understand that provision, but I think that you shouldn't be able to have a church within a house. It needs to be only held in commercial buildings.
They hammered Jackson. So now it's like Jackson is castrated and cannot even fight it anymore because they got told by the federal government and the state government they get to do whatever the hell they want. So now that's why you're seeing the synagogues going up in single family or multiple family, big houses, $800,000, $900,000 houses. We lost the lawsuit on this property that was too small of a property, unbuildable lot. The people that came out to that meeting made this type of comment. This was deemed anti-Semitic. This is a family neighborhood. We like to keep it a family neighborhood. Anti-Semitic. This is what the judge cited as anti-Semitic. Are you going to be renting this house or are you going to be living in it? Anti-Semitic.
That's crazy.
Holy shit. On this type of lot. Anti-Semitic. That's how petty it gets.
Beginning 10 years ago, they called you an anti-Semite for outlining all of these points. Were you wrong?
I was right. There are plenty of county roads in Jackson. Nobody's saying that you cannot put your house of worship on those county roads where you could put a proper parking lot and you could have proper traffic. So why are we dealing with houses of worship within walking distance that could be on main roads? Air roofs are up. Why instead are we putting them smack in the middle of residential areas? Because it's another way to get people out of there. It's another way to create a complete religious enclave.
And this all begs the question, does the Jewish community living in peace come at a direct cost of the non-Jews also
trying trash? What the
Can the two groups get along? I toured a mostly all-Jew neighborhood in Lakewood to understand Jennifer's frustration a bit more and what she sees as Jackson's seemingly unavoidable future. Where are we at, Jenna?
We are in Westgate, aka Kosher West, aka the Little Tykes Graveyard.
I'm noticing lots of toys in the
I don't get it. Little Tykes Graveyard?
Be getting used, tons of minivans, many children, many families, full trash cans, abandoned vehicles, a lot going on here.
Correct. This is on the border of Jackson. And unfortunately, I see this as being Jackson's future if we don't get a hold of things.
Let's go for a walk. How large are the families out here?
Again, you know, anywhere from 6 to 12 children.
This is all Orthodox Jews for the most part?
It's a lot of kids.
Is predominantly, probably 99.9% religious.
Could I buy a home here?
I don't believe you could.
Obviously, legally, according to the Fair Housing Act, it's illegal for them to discriminate against me, but practically speaking, could I buy a home?
No.
Okay.
This community is allowed to police themselves. You know, they're allowed to do what they want to do. Rules don't apply. Yeah, the trash cans. We have a problem now in Jackson with rats, which we've never had before. It's definitely a concern. It's a complete religious enclave, yes.
Sure. And this bus right here is paid for by a Lakewood taxpayer, correct?
Correct.
We're walking. We're trying to walk. You got to... Yes. Call the cops.
Here, it's strictly about religion, nothing else. All these men going to yeshiva until they're 35 years old, they're not producing college students. They're not producing people that are going to go and benefit the greater good of our society.
It's sort of an investment in a insulated, one-way economy.
Right, they only care about themselves.
Without anybody contributing.
How are you? Oh, we're filming a little documentary. Yeah, for YouTube. Would you like to say hi?
I actually recognize your face.
I'm infamous. That's me. Yes. It's good to meet you. How are you?
I actually can't shake hands
I
with
see.
you. I'm sorry.
No worries. It's good to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just walking around talking.
Cool. Well, I hope it's interesting.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Also, like, not everybody's the same.
This is true. I'm noticing a strong spectrum.
Yeah, everyone isn't the same.
Even Orthodoxy, right?
But if a big enough group gets together, then it doesn't matter what other people are like.
Good luck.
You know, that's the funny thing.
Nice,
that's the funny thing about it. I mean, a lot of the women are very nice and very welcoming.
Yeah.
And you know, you can have a conversation with them, but at the end of the day, they.
Good luck.
You know, that's the funny thing. That's the funny thing about it.
My bad.
A lot of the women are very nice and very welcoming.
Yeah.
And you know, you can have a conversation with them, but at the end of the day, they can't be your friend.
No parking. Look at that.
They don't want to live amongst us. They don't want to live with us. They just want to live and exist. and not have us be part of their lives. I mean, we've had people stand
Why
up
do you
at
try to
our
force
council
yourself in
meeting
their
Jackson
lives,
and
though?
say, I'm sorry, we cannot let our children play with your children.
For the Orthodox community, the reason that we choose sometimes to live with ourselves is because we are, as a culture, very careful with the influences our children have. My children don't know about, they don't have any access to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, any of these things. And part of that safety is that after school, all of us as neighbors share those same values and rules and restrictions.
It's about unity.
See, and that's okay. That I can see how that's a good thing, right? But I think the slippery slope is like, oh, okay, well, because I have these values, you can't live next to me. I have to live next to my people. It's just like, again, it goes back to the point where it's like, I kind of believe when people say, hey, we're forced out or we're intimidated, we're pushed out. It's like, well, if you refuse, I mean, if you openly say, I don't want to live next to certain people because of their values, what dictates what angle you take to make people move away so that way you can have your people move in? Now, that's completely speculation on my part. Now, there have been people who've said, hey, you know, there was intimidation for us to move out. They kept asking us, you know, to sell the house or when we were going to leave, right? Or they were less than friendly, which I'm not, okay, your neighbors are less than friendly. Get over it. Who cares? But I understand that complaint. I think it's the need to change the environment you're in. I think is ultimately the problem and what people don't like.
It's about assimilation. It's about, you know, the
Right.
American culture.
The American
culture,
right.
Can the Jews and the Gentiles get along?
Absolutely. We don't have.
You're calling for you.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
It's not looking like they
understand
can right
this
now,
is the way of
honestly.
thinking this is how they were trained. This is how they were brought up.
We're happy for them to stay. We don't like push them out. We had a neighbor Wheeler right across the street over one house. We were sorry to see them go. Is it bad that you have a house that's worth $300,000 and someone says, I really want to live in this neighborhood, I'll give you $600,000 for it?
I think it's great if you're trying to sell your house.
Okay. And
Yeah, that's great if you want to sell it.
This woman shouldn't have to sell her house.
Yeah, I think there's an argument in some instances of people who have claimed that they've been pressured, harassed.
Right. What if you don't want to sell it? Exactly.
It's not intimidation. It only could be that too many people are knocking on their door asking, do you want to sell your house?
Right. Like this. That can be perceived as intimidation. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily intimidation, but it also depends on how the person comes off and what do they say and how do they say it. Do they just ask friendly? You know, that maybe that's not a problem, but how many people are not? How many people are you sending to them? Do you want to sell your house? At some point, it can become harassment for sure.
Blockbusting, you know, that's when they approach you to sell your house,
Blockbusting
which is a level
is
of
crazy.
harassment. There's intimidation, telling you that, you know, your decorations are not Yiddish, or approaching you and asking you, when are you moving? You know, you could have a child who's 4 or 5 years old, being your neighbor, and you could be very nice to that child, and one day they will just come out and say to you, when are you leaving? Well,
So
that's
what?
learned behavior. They're hearing that, right?
There's rows of
So
houses.
what?
You saw it yesterday. 4, 5, 6 cars per place. Tight, super tight houses.
The few people that I've spoken to, a lot of it stems from fear and their loss of their way of life, right? I don't think it stems from hatred, from what I've heard.
So some hate it and some feared a change in their in their neighborhood. These people are moving in that don't look like them, that, you know, seem different, and I can understand it, but there are laws about discrimination, and, you know, people bought homes legally because
I don't think it's these people moved in and they seem different. I think it's the way they are with, or the way they treat the people that already lived in the neighborhood once they move in, right? Which is a distinction that I don't think he's making. He just encompasses everything as, oh, they hate us. They don't understand us and they hate us. Like, no, everybody, just because I don't understand you doesn't mean I hate you. I could not like your customs and not hate you as a person or want harm to come to you.
the non-Jews that lived there made a lot of money off the Jews in selling the home.
Well, look at, you know, Little Italy, and look at Chinatown and New York, and how come it was okay for them to live amongst themselves? The key there is assimilation. Their children went to public schools. They worked in the public sector. They invited anybody who wanted to come into their community. They provided for them in their community. Huge.
Yeah, to an extent, because you can't just walk into Chinatown and be accepted, or even Little Italy. You can't be accepted. Yeah, you could shop at their places that they shop, but I think a better distinction to make is the fact that the people who came from those countries like China and Italy and, you know, those areas, you know, even like Hispanic folks, when you go to like Washington Heights, which is known for having a lot of Dominicans, right? The difference is that not only do the people and the kids that come after assimilate, but they also bring a wealth to the neighborhood. They integrate themselves with American customs, and they are willing to be a part of the system. I think here in Jackson, you're seeing people who are not willing to be a part of the system, and as a matter of fact, are building a system on top of the system that's already there. And I think the scary part about this is if you let them build high enough, who says that they won't build a system that replaces it eventually? And that's what I think the big scare is. You look at the school situation, that's changed enough. So if that changed, what else would change eventually?
Difference there. This is not a welcoming community. This is not somebody who's saying, we're going to build this show. Come on in. We want to teach you a little bit about our religion and our beliefs, but we want to involve you in
That's
it.
crazy.
And
What,
this
they
has
burning
been
shit?
a topic that I
don't know
have
what
brought
that
up
is.
at several council meetings when there have been times when there's been a project or something that they wanted to approve, and we were trying to kind of, bring it to people's attention that this project is not going to benefit the community as a greater good. The Jewish community is extremely racist, and I would go as far to say as the Jackson government should be ashamed of themselves.
Beautiful traffic conundrum here.
My boy's big mad, huh?
Welcome.
Oh, boy's big mad.
Welcome
Was that
to
a
Judah.
strategic honk?
I think so.
I'm not sure what the strategy there was. Who's he honking at now?
There was no strategy. Maybe he wants to talk. Right. Talk to him.
Gotta say hi. Hello. All right, so you're just honking. I'm not sure what the strategy is. How are you? I came down and waved and said hi. We're gonna see how long he's just gonna remain honking. How are you doing? He's gonna break his horn. This guy does have a cheeky sense of humor, which I can appreciate. That honk was promised to him. Zoom in on his face. I think I'm gonna sue. His kids in there is doing that? What?
It's like, I think I'm gonna sue.
This guy actually might be mentally challenged, so we're gonna give him a break. So listen, we can talk all the niceties we want. There is hostility.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is.
What?
You see
That's
it.
not going to happen walking down our streets.
But as we were trying to escape and rest our ears from the Jews honking at us from all directions, I spotted these dudes tracking us. Turns out I had summoned the Shamrim police, the Jewish community's internal
Shamrim
police
police?
force
Oh,
that
shit.
receives both federal funding and township funding.
You guys want to be interviewed?
No.
Okay, respect. Are we in the heart?
Right, like I think that's wild. Their own private police force. Like they could have that. Let them fund it themselves. But why is the city taxpayer money going to that? It shouldn't.
Part of Lakewood right now?
What do you know for?
I'm just curious. All right, he's pushing it. What's up? You want to do an interview? Okay.
All right, well, interview time it is.
It was nice how you portrayed the Jewish people and.
What are we talking about? What's the context, real quick?
What's the context?
Are we talking about Curious Joel?
Yes. I just don't think it was you were trying to portray. I think you just came into with a more of what you had a picture in your head.
What do you think I got wrong? What do you think was missing?
Right. People can never answer this question.
I'm just trying to learn. What do you actually think I got wrong about it?
I just think there was agenda.
No answer. An agenda, right.
What was the
elaborate, buddy?
The YouTube page posted as? What was the
inside the New York town invaded by welfare addicted Jews.
Thank you. You answered the question.
Was I wrong though?
I actually think it's not true, but again, you say whatever you want. It's not welfare addicted. This is what it is.
Welfare reliance, welfare dependent. What would be a better?
Programs don't have it.
All right. What are you arguing?
All right. Bet. Shut them all down. Shut all the welfare programs down immediately. You don't want to do it. Like, it's crazy. So it's like we can abuse the programs because they're there. And if they're not there, we wouldn't abuse them. Yeah, I don't think that's how that works, buddy.
That I have an obligation as a taxpayer to fund you and how many kids you want to have. If you want to have 30 kids, that's just how it is.
I'm arguing that if the law is set up to have certain criteria for people, and it's according to children, then people who qualify for it, legally qualify for it,
100%.
with no fraud at all, are entitled to get it.
And you'll give me the credit of acknowledging I never said that was fraudulent.
Yes, that's right.
I think it's exploitative by nature, though. Yeah, why don't you throw all your money at them and help sustain their lifestyle? Why do I have to take a cut of my
my paycheck to go towards Curious Joel's insulated Hasidic Jewish community that has nothing to do with me. I'll never get anything out of. There's zero upside for them to exist for me.
Anyways, we have the government makes criteria for
Exactly.
getting financial aid. And if someone qualifies for that criteria, I'm not sure why when the Jew does it, you're calling it exploitive or taking advantage, but you don't say that to all the other people and populaces that don't have it.
Well, I've never seen anything of this scale to where the families are this large and it's sort of baked into their strategy of child raising.
So are you against having children, having a lot of children?
I'm
No,
pro
see,
children,
he's
that's great.
this guy.
You should be able to afford it, and I want to make an important distinction between the Amish, let's say, and the Hasidic Jews and Curious Joel. You tell me what's the difference.
Oh, there are tons of differences.
Tons of differences. Most importantly, as it relates to finance, though, the Amish pay for themselves. They're self-sustaining. They're not reliant on welfare programs funded by the taxpayer.
I think I heard in a video there's 40,000 people in Curious Joel? 44,000. And you spoke to 20 people around on the street.
Sure, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe a small step. You're not answering the actual question, and or you're not addressing the actual problem. And the problem is that they're choosing to have this many kids because the system will pay for them. Now, are there other communities that do something similar? For sure. Can we address them as well? 100%. I don't mind that. But right now, this is what we're talking about.
Who
obviously are not the ones working, because if they're working, they wouldn't have been on the street. They'd be working.
Sure, but it belies a pretty interesting question.
That's not actually true, because you can still work and get welfare. So, I mean, that's not a distinction to make. I think again, the bigger problem is the fact that they use the resources, but then they don't do anything as far as production for the economy in that area. If you're not Jewish, none of the things they do will benefit you. You have to be Jewish. You have to be within their system in order for it to benefit you. And I think that's what this guy's missing. And don't get me wrong, there are people who talk about the Jews in a very bad light, but that's what I think is missing from this conversation, and that's missing from a lot of these conversations that are had, is the fact that, like, yeah, I don't think they're bad people. I don't think that they're trying to ruin our country, or at least all of them. But I think that there's a big enough group within them that causes a lot of these issues, and we need to address it. And that's what it is. And the fact that people can't address it is the same thing as when black people are like, oh my God, free Dante, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, Dante shot 4 niggas. What do you mean free Dante? Lock that nigga up and throw the key away. Don't free him. What is wrong with you? He's a psycho. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's the lack of accountability. Just because they're part of your community, you want to be like, no, the system is putting us down, or the system is being anti-Semitic, or the system hates black people and is promoting racism and blah, blah, blah. It's like, come on, guys. You gotta let that shit go. That's bullshit all the way around.
Right? How do they afford to raise such large families? How do they afford to study full-time?
First, I have to bifurcate your question. Okay. There's 2 groups. One is the ones who are learning full-time, and the others are the ones that are working. For Hasidim, almost all of them go out to work. However, when they first get married, for the first 2 or 3 years, they'll learn Torah full-time. The wife will work. They don't have any children yet, or maybe they have 1 kid or 2 children, and then they'll get help from their family. And if their income qualifies, which it probably does, for financial aid, they'll get financial aid.
Okay, we got this guy following us. We're playing games now. We got the security van rolling on us as we roll on them. We got 1, 2, 3 police. Surely there's no conflict of interest we're about to experience.
No, of course there isn't.
They're gonna claim I violated. How you
doing?
doing?
Boy, it's gonna get good.
Good to meet you, Josh. What's going on? I don't know. We're just getting stocked.
Yeah?
Low key, yeah.
You look familiar, bro.
My name's Tyler Oliveira. We're filming a little YouTube video. That's me, yeah.
So what are you filming out here?
Documentary on Lakewood, surrounding towns. Am I being detained? Is there a probable cause for this interaction? What's going on?
We just got a concern saying that you're walking up to people, asking them questions, stuff like that.
Luckily, this is America, and that is the First Amendment.
Right.
It's beautiful. I get you're doing your job.
Call us, we gotta come out here, right? See what you guys just doing, like a documentary?
Exactly, just a little documentary. Right now, hey, how you
documentary? You mean a documentary,
You
bro?
guys want to say what's up?
What's up? What's up?
Okay, well, it's good to meet you guys. I know you guys got more important things to do, but good to meet you guys. Good to meet you. Thanks for keeping everyone safe. Thank you.
I'm part of Lakewood Charmer, which is
yeah.
public safety.
Yeah.
And we got multiple calls. Same reason why PD got calls.
Okay.
So that's it. We're just gonna follow you around. We're gonna let everybody know that they don't have to talk to you.
With the Shamroon police
That's
on
funny.
our back, it felt like we were being policed by a secondary form of law enforcement that seemed
Right.
to exclusively defend the interests of the Jewish community. And speaking of double standards, let's talk about politics.
I firmly believe that
politics.
the tactics within this community, I would liken it to organized crime. We have
Damn.
an ultra-Orthodox
Tell us why.
person as our council president. You know,
Okay.
you can't think that there's not going to be things happening and rules and laws created
Like
to
what? Give me an
make
example.
his community stronger and better.
When do you eventually become involved in Jackson politics, let's say? You live in Lakewood, you don't even live in Jackson. Why do you even get involved?
What happened was this act of discrimination against the Orthodox Jews in Jackson was going on for about a year. And I had people calling me from Jackson with like anonymous numbers, Orthodox Jews, because they were afraid for their safety.
Of course.
We're generally not violent people. If we have to defend ourselves, we will. And I think a substantial number of people in Lakewood now own guns.
Why?
Why?
They became fearful?
Oh, yes, because the rise of anti-Semitism and the attacks on Jews. After about a year of them calling
There's no
me,
rise.
calling me,
That's crazy.
I really couldn't take it anymore. They're suffering.
Why did you topple the government?
I told you
How
why.
did you do it with ease?
Oh, it was not with ease. It was a tremendous amount of work. Agent in Manhattan, trying to get stories out to the press. And then I met with this political group, like I said, who ran senatorial campaigns. We got the cell phone numbers of all the people in Jackson, and we planned to text. We started a website called familiesforjacksonjustice.org. By the way, I've since abandoned the website. Anti-Semites took it over. It's like,
wow.
When the
Everything is
Republican Club,
anti-Semitic.
which was
Jesus.
vehemently anti-Semitic and run by the
shit.
mayor of Jackson, had a U.S. Senate candidate, Republican candidate, there for their meeting. I had spies inside the organization, non-Jews, who were telling me what was going on. So the Republican Club, they had their senatorial candidate about to speak. We then texted to everyone in Jackson 5 minutes before he spoke. Here's this new website exposing the religious discrimination. I had it populated with all kinds of information, statements. The mayor of Jackson had been voice recorded, not by me, but it was sent to me, where he was asked by the chairman of the Ocean County Republican Party if these were churches, would we be opposing them? He said, absolutely not. It was discrimination against Jews. They were going crazy with all the things I was doing, putting pressure on them. There was fighting going on among the elected political people. Resignations had started. And then I put out the ad on Fox News.
New developments of that deadly attack in New Jersey. Surveillance video shows they clearly targeted that Jewish market.
There's a synagogue located next door.
There is no question that this is a hate crime.
Anti-Semitism is on the rise, and now it's coming from Jackson Township's government. Elected officials in Jackson have passed ordinances targeting Orthodox Jewish families. Exposed township emails show officials surveilling religious Jewish families, praying in their homes. They even took revenge on a decorated veteran who testified against their anti-Semitism. Jackson officials are intimidating Jewish families, and they admit it.
If these were churches, would we be fighting? Absolutely not.
Shameful. This isn't America.
It's put on the cable network provider for that area.
Of course
In the
it was.
meantime, I had 2 different calls with the White House. I know you want to ask me 1,000 questions. I will answer nothing more than that.
Okay,
Sorry.
why?
Because.
Right. Tell us why.
And to be fair, the mayor's statement seems pretty damning, right? Him saying, "I wouldn't do this." If
Yeah,
it was churches
right.
up."
And you
That's
heard
fair.
that. You heard that
Yeah,
on the
I've heard that. That's fair.
on the commercial.
Yeah.
By the way,
It seems discriminatory in
by the way,
nature.
he's one of my
yeah.
best friends now.
Life's long.
Right. Some of the ways that the politicians in Jackson acted, for sure, definitely was not appropriate, and I will grant them that, no problem, because they're right, and you shouldn't talk like that.
Because here's what happened. More Orthodox Jews kept moving in because of the financial and demographic forces I told you about. And we started to become a larger part of the electorate. And he was coming up for re-election as mayor. And he asked someone if he could come here and apologize to me. And he came here and he said when he signed those resolutions, he knew it was a wrong thing to do. But he said he was under so much pressure from all the political types in Jackson and the people who have constituencies, and they were yelling at me. So he just signed it, and he wants to tell me now that he regrets doing it, and he's going to work to get rid of those regulations. Then that result was the Orthodox Jewish community embraced him, and we supported him. And I became the largest donor to his re-election.
Because he did what you wanted, not trying to slide it in there like, because he did something so great, so we support. No, he did what you wanted. There's a difference. Big difference. He allowed you to do the shit that you already wanted to do. You would have embraced anybody who allowed you to do what you wanted to do. Come on now. I'm a goyim, but I'm not that stupid now. Come on now.
Campaign wasn't a million.
He becomes an ally to the Orthodox Jewish community.
He becomes not bigoted against us.
It's the Jewish vote. This is another form of corruption. Imagine if I said, hey, I'm going to give.
Do you support Israel and the Jewish people? Now,
of course.
More than
Why
ever,
is this?
Israel
This commercial is
needs many
crazy.
friends around the
Really?
world
Do
to
you? Why?
voice
Tell
their
us.
Support in her struggle for peace and security,
Okay.
especially as terrorists seek to wipe the Jewish state
Oh, do
and
they?
the Jewish people from
Tell
the
me
map.
more. Why?
You can show your solidarity with
Oh,
Israel
how do I
and
do
the
that?
Jewish people by requesting your free U.S.-Israel flag pin. This is a
Free?
gift from the fellowship to you as we say Toda Rabbah. Thank you so much for helping spread the crucial
Yo, this
message of
commercial
support.
is
Join
nuts,
the
but okay.
thousands-
I'm going to give you this amount of money and you do this. Okay, you can't do that. But if I could say, hey, I'm going to deliver you 50,000 votes that are all going to vote for you. So take Jack Ciattarelli in New Jersey. They were bragging that all of the Vlads got together, all the Jewish Vlads got together, and were voting for Jack Ciattarelli, and they did so with like 97%. That voting bloc doing that now says, like, what they do is they take that and say, hey, we got all these votes, and we're going to all vote for you, but what are you going to do for us? And if you don't vote with us,
What are you
we're
gonna
to
do?
take all of these votes, and we're going to put our support behind somebody else. It's what they tried doing to Chris Pollock. I know, because I spoke to the dude who basically said it. They said it very arrogantly, where it was like, oh, we have 6,500 Jewish votes in Jackson. He is not winning. That's what they said to me.
Wow.
And he didn't just win. He won by a landslide because a lot of people showed up for him.
Okay. And by people, we're talking non-Jewish voters?
Even Jewish voters. He got over 20% of the Jewish vote, Chris Pollock. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So the tides are shifting in Jackson, perhaps.
I think there's a group of people that on both sides that don't like what certain groups are doing. Remember, there's a lot of really good Jewish people that look really bad by these actions. The main comment that comes through my feed, no matter what it's about, Jackson, Brick, whatever, this town is finished. It's over. I don't know if you can stop them, and I'm not saying you can, but that doesn't mean you don't fight it. That doesn't mean you don't do what you can to do it. And you had people like Chris Pollock that he said, I'm going to do it the way of politics.
Okay, so Chris, I see these homes being built. Why are the locals so opposed to these houses being built? It seems still pretty peaceful out here. What's going on? What changes have you noticed?
Well, it's becoming rapid changes and rapid development. You're going to be seeing a heavy increase in the population, and I don't know if our town is suited to handle it. Unfortunately, I've heard from several people that some developments only particularly want one group in there. It's people have gone in there and asked, hey, I'm interested in these homes. Some of them have been told it's not for them. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
It seems like it's only for one group and one community. And
who's that group?
It seems like it's only for the Jewish community. I'm going to be honest. But when you create a community, they have some of them that are adding shuls into it, essentially synagogues into it. They're fitting the houses to fit this very specific needs of one community. Do you think anybody other than that community is going to move into there?
They technically cannot
Probably
discriminate against a non-Jew purchasing a home, right?
No,
yeah,
you cannot
technically,
discriminate
but
against
how do you
anybody
prove
buying a
discrimination?
home.
But they could just say, hey, sorry, we sold it to someone else.
That's
That's
the thing.
legal.
I've heard people say, oh, we'll put you on the waiting list, because that's something that's going on.
LLCs are outbidding people trying to buy single-family homes.
Correct.
But you have a group of people that call themselves God's people. You are a Semite supremacist. You are a white Jewish supremacist because they're classified white. They don't want to live as a community with us. I think when I say they, again, I don't mean all of them. I mean the far majority of them. I think they have their tight-knit community. I think their community lives completely separate than everybody else. They eat differently. They enjoy different things. Yes, we might drink, but everything is set in a different way.
As you ran for city council, did the rabbinical order try to buy you off?
I don't really have any relationship with the rabbis, but I have been taking a meeting with people who said they were liaisons to the rabbis. They went around touting how many votes they controlled. They told me pretty much straight out that they control certain politicians in town, and if I cater to their community, I might have access
Look
to
at
the
that.
block vote.
Who did they say they control?
They said they control our mayor and our council president.
After a year, I couldn't bear it anymore. So I got involved. I hired a political campaign group out of Washington, D.C. that does political campaigns for Republican senators. I think they did Ted Cruz. And I wrote a letter to the mayor of Jackson telling him all the things I was going to do if they wouldn't reverse these discriminatory laws. In the meantime, there's another Jewish group called the Aguda that had a lawsuit against Jackson based on RLUIPA. That's a Religious Land Use Institutionalized Persons Act. And it says that the municipality, it's a law, federal law, municipality is not allowed to discriminate based upon religion. And in their lawsuit, then showed all the emails from Jackson, all the things they were doing, conspiring against, executing to try to make life miserable.
Yeah, Jackson up.
But you went to work, and what happened next?
I went to Washington. I met with Ronna McDaniel, who was the head of the Republican National Committee, and the Speaker of the House at the time was Kevin McCarthy. He was actually in their conference room. So I met with both of them, showed them what was going on. They were shocked.
No, I think there's a lot to learn from the community. That's why I liked what we did yesterday. Their tactics benefit them. They are a solitary mass. They actually are a community. You can't deny it. They are not fighting over Trump or Biden. They're not fighting over left or right. They're not fighting over masked or unmasked.
Us versus the world.
It's antimatter, right? It's like we are everyone in our towns, we're fighting against antimatter. We're not focused on what actually matters. We're not picking.
And that's I'll end there because this video is long as that's exactly what I said earlier. That's the problem that we have here in America. Like, we're not fighting from a perspective of like we're all Americans. We fight from a perspective of like we are all one, not as in all of us together are one people, but I'm an individual, you're an individual. It's just like, this is why our country is where it is nowadays, because we're not together. And I truly believe that. But yeah, this is a crazy video. I don't know. I think it's kind of, I don't know, man. Listen, my ultimate opinion is I like the fact that they are together like that, and I wish that my community was a lot more together in that form, and I think we'd be able to accomplish a lot more. I even think that if all of us as Americans came together and were like that, we'd be a lot better off. But I also see how they perceive everyone else that's not Jewish. I can see how that can turn into a problem.